Hi guys, we're going to be doing a new playtesting session for the new Goku and Vegeta, which also becomes a Gogeta eventually. After playtesting with this deck is actually really good because of the ability to use Aegis. Aegis is an ability, if you guys don't know, where you pitch a blue and a yellow card from your hand. If you have a multicolored card in your hand, you can pitch only one, and then you're able to restand 2 energy on your opponent's turn. So you're able to restand 2 energy on your opponent's turn, which means this leader acts as a Soul Striker leader, but also being able to do a lot of abilities in conjunction with the Aegis ability. So the key thing to note here is you want to play Soul Punisher, the Cleansing Light, as soon as possible. This card allows you to use Aegis by instead of discarding cards from your hand, you place the cards in from your drop area to the warp instead. This allows you to enable a lot of the effects that happen when they are removed from the drop area. This enables a lot of the combos to be able to be placed from the drop to the warp. For example, this card right here says when this card is in your drop area is sent to the warp by Soul Punisher, the Cleansing Light, or a blue Gogeta card skill, add up to one blue Vegeta with 5k power and an energy cost of 3 from your deck. So they all search each other. The Goku searches for the Vegeta, and the Vegeta searches for the Goku. There's also other 3 drops as well, such as this Vegeta, which gives you critical and plus 15k for 1 energy when it comes out. It does the same thing, except it doesn't search it for 1 energy when it gets sent to the warp from the drop. You play himself, and then you bottom deck one of your opponent's battle cards that cost 4 or less to the bottom. This one does the same thing, except it plays itself, but it rests an opponent's battle card when it comes out in play. This one has 5k, but it also gets 15k when your leader's on the backside, or it's when it becomes a Z leader. This is the same thing as well, but it has critical. So this allows a lot of searching to happen and a lot of ages to happen. So this Vector right here is what you want to have on your turn 2 because it's the earliest turn you can play it. You has the ability to be able to send it to the warp and then use the Aegis ability to choose one of each of your blue or yellow Son Goku or Vegeta. So if you warp it using Soul Cleanser and Aegis combined, then you're able to pretty much recycle the blue and yellow Gokus in your warp and put it back in your hand and put one in the bottom of the deck. So this, I'll just show you guys the gameplay to show you how the deck works. So we're going to draw here. For those of you guys who don't know, the leader, what it does is it negates the energy exhaust skill of all your blue and yellow multicolor Saiyans. So that means all your Vekus and all your Gogetas that are multicolor. Uh, and also your SS3 Goku is able to be charged pretty much without, pretty much ignoring the energy exhaust. And then it has an activate main where you get to add a card from your life. And then look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add a blue or yellow Saiyan. So this makes it more consistent. And then if you have 5 or less energy, this doesn't have an alternative awakening condition. So, but it does draw 2 cards, and then you can't place cards in your energy by your skills for the game. So that means cards like your super combo, like Zeno, the Zeno super combo doesn't let you take up a card from your energy and then add it to your hand and then put it back down. So yeah, and then it also doesn't let you ramp either, so you can't be ramping. On the back side, it does the same thing as the front side, being able to negate the energy exhaust, but it also draws an attack and then also adds cards from your life to your hand. But additionally, you can pay 1 energy to draw an extra card. No, it lets you draw one more card, and then also bounces an opponent's battle card back to their hand that costs 4 or less to the owner's hand. The Z leader right here comes out when you have 3 or less life, so that's really handy in conjunction with your leader, being able to take a life at will on the backside. So when you go down to 3 life, you can become a 20k leader for 2 Z energy and 1 blue energy. And then from there, when you ever use a union skill from one of your Veku or your Gogeta, you draw a card, and you bottom deck one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it on the bottom of the deck. And also, when it attacks, it draws a card. So a lot of drawing even on the Z leader. So this Aegis card, you pretty much have to wait until you have 4 energy if you're going first. This way, that when you do tap out to play this guy, your Z leader is able to send a Goku and a Vegeta from the drop area to the warp, and then restand 2 energy. So this way, you have a Soul Striker ability to be able to restand energy on your opponent's turn, and then further play things on your opponent's turn. Okay, so let's play enough talking. So we're gonna shuffle the deck. We're gonna draw 6 cards here. And then we're going to see what we want. We pretty much have the pretty good opening here. We have the Aegis here, but we don't have the Veku. So we're going to try to get the Veku as soon as possible. So we're going to mulligan this card away, and this card away. Okay, so the Veku is going to be able to allow us to do things. So we have the promo Veku here. It comes out from the tournament packs. If you do attend any tournament, it says when this card is placed, choose one to one of your opponent's battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less. Switch it to rest mode, and this card can be KO'd. So this is can be played on literally on your second turn, and then allow you to do the Aegis combo as quickly as possible. Okay, so we're going to charge the Goku here, and then this way, in conjunction with the Zamasu of the Eliminator, we can charge this card. Okay, so with our leader ability, we're going to take a life because we could do that going first. Okay, and then we're going to add a Goku. Oh, it looks like we can get the SCR. So the really cool thing about this leader is it doesn't specify a cost. So we're going to add our SCR to our hand. So that's really good. So we have our SCR literally on turn 1, so, which is pretty broken. Okay, so we're going to pay 1 energy here. We're going to play the Vegeta here. The Vegeta is going to allow us to draw a card because even though it's a 3 cost, we can play it for 1 energy by using the activate main to draw a card. Okay. Okay, from there, on our opponent's turn, we're going to Z-charge this guy because we want to be able to play our Soul Cleanser as soon as possible. And then we're not going to take a life. On our next turn, we're going to draw a card. We're going to charge the Zamasu because it's a check land. From there, we're going to use the activate main. We're going to take a life here. And then we're going to look for a Saiyan. We're going to add the Goku here. Oh, we can even add our super combo because this is also a Saiyan as well. So this deck is also able to look at the super combo, which is really good. So we're going to add the super combo to our hand. Then we're going to shuffle. Okay, so now we can pretty much play our Soul Cleanser. We send the Z energy, and then we pay the energy itself, and then we're going to play the Soul Cleanser. This is going to enable all of our Aegis plays, so that's really good. From there, we're going to pay 1 energy to play the Veku. Okay, the Veku is going to discard the Vegeta and the Goku. The only way you're able to use the ability of Soul Cleanser to pretty much send the from the drop to the warp is to be able to have a leader that is both a Goku and a Vegeta. So on the front side, it's only Goku, so you need to be able to awaken, and the only way you're able to awaken is if you're 5 or less life. So pretty much on your opponent's turn, on the following turn, you're going to take the damage, okay? So you're going to go from 6 to 5 if they do attack you. From there, when they do decide to attack you again, then you can actually just use the Awakening to draw 2, okay? And then you're going to use the Aegis ability on the same defense step. You're going to use this ability here. So this in conjunction with the Veku, you're going to be able to warp the Goku from the drop to the warp. And they all have the ability to, so first you untap the energy. They all have the ability to search each other from the deck, so that's what you're going to do. So you're going to search each other, you're going to search for the Goku, the Vegeta, and the Goku again. Okay, so you have your pretty much your chain going. Also, if you use Aegis, you could also combo from your drop area. And this is an auto ability, so it looks like you have to do it, so you have to combo right away. So you're going to combo this guy from your drop. And then this way you can Z-charge again, and that's what the leader this card does. Okay, so you have 2 energy on your opponent's turn. You could do other things, such as play this guy, but you have to have 3 or more energy. So you just did the Aegis just so you can awaken and draw 2 cards, basically. Okay, so you thin out your deck. Now is your turn again, so you draw for turn. I guess you could charge this guy. So the SCR is able to be played as soon as turn when you have 3 or more energy. So you can actually play it right away. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep this guy on board. We're going to pay the 1 energy because it only requires 1 energy. You're going to send the Goku and the Vegeta like last time. And then now you have a guy that is able to use Aegis by discarding cards from your opponent's hand. So theoretically, I believe you can Aegis by discarding 2 of your opponent's cards if you do decide to use the ability. And when you have the ability, when you rest something, when your energy gets restood by a skill, which is such as Aegis, you get to choose one of your opponent's card, ignoring barrier, and then switch it to rest mode. And then he switches to active mode, so he's also a blocker. He also has the ability not to be able to be removed from your opponent's skill, so this allows you to be able to stay alive, essentially. Okay, so that's the permanent. Your leader is able to draw twice, so you can draw attack, draw a card, and then even take a life too. This taking of life allows you to use your super combo because now you're at 4 or less life. So you can swing it for 15, draw a card and stuff. From there, you can pay 1 energy to use his ability to bounce back a 4 cost and then draw a card. So you have a lot of abilities to do on your following turn. Then you have the Aegis ability here, you have the Aegis ability here. So you're not really worried about tapping out as a blue-yellow leader. So Aegis is really broken back in the day and it's still broken now with the Bojack that got banned. So this way you're able to use it. Okay, so you can pretty much swing with this guy if you want. We're going to do that anyway so they can restand. So you can hit it for 40 here, and that's really good. And then you can even tap out this last energy to play a Vegeta. which allows you to draw a card. Okay, so that's pretty much good. Yeah, so just pass here. Okay, so your opponent's turn on your opponent's turn, you can discard 2 cards using the Aegis ability. You can use this guy's Aegis ability to restand as well. So we're gonna discard 2 cards using this. If they try to swing at us, we're gonna use this to pretty much warp the Vegeta and the Goku. Okay, and that's gonna allow us to search. So we do that. Let's search for a Goku and Vegeta. So let's search for the other ones. I think we ran out the other targets. Okay. So we have our Goku and Vegeta, and now we search for the others. So we pretty much keep a large hand size without losing it to the Aegis. Then we're also able to combo from our drop area, but we don't have anything in our drop area. So we can do a lot of things here. Restand this energy, pay the 2 energy to arrival this guy, activate battle. This pretty much rests one of your opponent's battle cards and bottom decks that are 5 cost or less. It's also a double strike, so it does a lot. Yeah, like the deck pretty much plays aggro and is able to bottom deck and control your opponent's side of the board really well. You can Z-charge this guy, take a life if you need to. You can pretty much pay that 1 energy to Z-awaken. So let's do that. We can Z-awaken. Now that we're at 3, we can play this guy right here. Okay, and the next time we do play another guy, such as this one, that's going to be on our turn 4. We can do so. So untap energy, we start our turn again. We can charge the Veku, so we already have that. Okay, we can tap out safely now to play the 4-drop. The 4-drop is pretty good because you can replace the Goku and the Vegeta. So let's discard this because he draws 2 when you do that. So you're going to draw 2. Okay, and your leader here is able to warp the Goku and the Vegeta, so you can do that. So you can warp the Vegeta and the Goku from the drop, and then this allows you to restand the energy. And then at the same time, you can actually use these abilities to play them by paying 1 energy each. And then they're also 15k as well. They're actually 20k as well. So this one's a blocker 20k, and this is a critical. So then you pretty much have the combo here, where you have the critical pressure. You have this guy who's able to not be able to remove, but also when your energy gets switched to active mode, you can switch this guy to active mode as well. So you can do that as well. So you can swing with him, swing with him, swing with him. He's a double strike 25k. Yeah, pretty much it. Your leader on the front side, on the Z leader side, is able to draw a card when you use Union Skill, so don't forget to do that. And then you can attack and draw cards, so let's do that. So it's a 20k leader. And then on your opponent's turn, you're going to be able to use Aegis. So yeah, you pretty much use Aegis here on pretty much all of your guys. This is going to discard 2 cards from your opponent's hand. You're going to use this ability to be able to restand energy. With all of them pretty much by warping a Goku and a Vegeta. You don't have a Goku and a Vegeta just yet, but you can just send it from your hand too. Aegis is both-sided, so you can just send this Veku here to restand energy and stuff, and then do stuff on your opponent's turn. So this way you can do stuff. Yeah, you have your super combos. You're able to draw a lot in this deck. I've pretty much covered everything, I believe. Let's check the Z deck. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could use this too if your Gogeta Z leader is attacking, so you can just pretty much remove this from play, and it gets triple strike on your next turn. You can play the Zamasu to rest stuff. Yeah, pretty much it. You can play much this. You can floodgate with your opponent with this card. You can do a lot of things. So on your following turn, you can just kind of get the idea here. Draw, and then attack with this, and send the Soul Cleanser off. And the Soul Cleanser is going to give triple strike, and then your 20k base, so that's what 35k triple strike. That's a pretty much a good finisher. You also have this card too to hit 40. Let me look at the extra here. Yeah. So the only thing we didn't cover here was the Veku. The Veku, because we drew this Veku instead of this Veku. This Veku can recycle your this Veku can recycle itself by recycle the Gokus and Vegeta. So we pretty much ran out of Vegetas and Gokus, but we can actually put it back in our hand by bottom decking this card. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's the only difference that we didn't do. But other than that, the gameplay is pretty much similar to all of it. You could play the Banjibu Unison too as well, but I don't think you need it in this deck because the Majin Buu Unison is losing a lot of favor over as the set goes on because the deck swarm. There's a lot of decks that swarm. But yeah, that's the gameplay video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this deck is going to be pretty good. I think like a lot of the decks are not going to be dead on arrival except for the Baba leader. This leader itself is really good because it's able to use offense and defense really well. Untapping energy on your turn and then untapping energy on your opponent's turn is really good in as we've seen throughout the history of Dragon Ball. And this deck is really good because it also is able to draw a lot using your super combos, and then using your Aegis abilities, and also being able to draw twice using your leader is really good. So you're able to see a lot. I think this deck is definitely going to be a tier 1 leader, or even tier 0. We'll see, and we'll see what happens when it comes up. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. The next one we're going to cover the Fu leader, and then also the Vegeta leader as well. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.